Hey, welcome to Call 9. Shit got real, so let's just keep going. If you need all intros and stuff, go listen to a previous call. Okay, so um, Naomi is leaking because, because things are really real right now. So what I heard, or what came up for me in that cliff notes for people in the future. Naomi posted to raise funds. She posted offers with the intention behind said offers to raise funds so that she can go home for a memorial service for a loved one who decided to leave their body. I hate when they do that. Anyway, and so the response was not what was desired or expected or required. And so I'd like to ask you, why not just ask for the physical cash? Like, I get that you were doing the win-win thing, but why not just say, like, I need $800 for a plane ticket?
It's a great question. I think part of it was my interpretation of that particular group's newer rules, because that's something newer that they've instituted.
Okay.
And so for me to put it up as a promo day hashtag, there's no promo. The promo is, I need $800 to get home.
Got it. Okay. Yeah.
So for me, it's like, okay, well, so how do we make this more of an energetic exchange and keep it in the constructs of, here's something in exchange. This is something that hugely deeply discounted so that it is a win-win and would easily provide what I needed to get back. And I think that some of the changes in that particular environment with how they're doing that, I mean, it used to be people would just be like, fuck, I can't put groceries on my table right now. Here's my PayPal. Can anybody help?
Yeah.
And people were willing to help. It might be $5 here. It might be 25. It might be 150. But people were willing to help. Now that it's a promo day, like there's a million promos, promo, and everything gets muddied and lost.
Right.
Which isn't a bad thing. I mean, the group is run how it needs to be run, and I get that.
For sure.
But it's, for me, part of what was hard is I've seen people be like, oh my God, my car broke down and there's no groceries and I lost my job and the dog, barfed on the carpet all in one day and my bank account is negative and I don't know what to do. And people, there are some who simply send love, which is great. That response was awesome. And they put a PayPal link and it's like, people are like, sent, and all of a sudden they have $1 million in their back pocket.
Yeah.
Slight exaggeration.
Yeah.
And so it's just like here, so, and that's one area. Others, what is it that you need? I need 5 more people in my detox because they'll get healthy and I'll have the money to go home. And I've been very specific. I need 5 more people to be able to pay for my plane ticket.
Have you, instead of I need 5 more people, have you just said I need a plane ticket?
Mm-mm. No.
I get that. I am the same way. I never would have thought I need cash.
Yeah. or even who's got miles up the ass?
Yeah, who's got miles they're not going to use. I dated this guy when I lived in Memphis who had miles.
Mm-hmm.
I've had friends when I lived in Memphis who were just like, oh, my miles are going to expire. Anybody want to use them?
Right? Pick me.
Well, they cover all four of us. So,
right?
yeah. And I also wanted to point this out, which might not have been obvious to you at first,
Mm-hmm.
but you asked and you took action, and the universe provided. Not from where you were asking or taking action, but the universe still provided.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that that is really important for you and I, and for this conversation, because we expect things to come from where we ask for them from.
Right. Instead of looking at the broader, what's the intention and the ask? The intention is to get back for the damn funeral.
Yeah.
People need to die on my schedule. Can
Just
you check
stop
it out
leaving
with
their
me
damn
first?
bodies already. It's so inconvenient.
Right? Oh. You people with your unexpected parting. Fuck.
So rude.
Can't you give 21 days because, you know, the airlines and everything?
Discounts and stuff.
Discounts, and I don't usually have my calendar completely concrete 3 weeks. Well, some things, yes, but it's a little more flexible than, 3 days. Come on now. So
Do you have AAA?
Yeah, we do.
Because they have discounts.
Yeah, not that great though.
Okay. Yeah, just throwing that out.
No, we've tried that before, and especially not last minute. But you're right. It's that, and that's a piece too that kind of I've been, because every night my half side has asked, well, did anything pop in because I had told him I was posting it because it involves the service I was offering involves him.
Okay.
So, I didn't just throw it out there without talking it through with him. And so he's asked, has anything popped with it? Every night he asks, and it's like, there's this sense of no. And I appreciate your reminder that it's that attachment to where it's coming from. And my interpretation of that really tends to shut things down. Part of it is I simply have to. I have to get to. It's get to and have to. It would be helpful for me to remember it's also a highly emotional time. So, of course, things are going to feel magnified. Nobody responded. Oh, dear God. Much bigger.
Nobody loves me.
Right? Exactly. No one's willing to help my ass out. And which A, I know isn't true, and B, is a lot of old programming bullshit still kind of rearing its head. So it's helpful to recognize, and the universe heard and supported.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, fuck, it just doesn't look how I anticipated. And it's not coming from where I wanted it to come from, because I didn't want it to come from that person.
Yeah. And
it still showed up.
And it still showed up, and it shows us healing artists where there's more room and opportunity for healing. Because interesting point of view, I have the point of view that I did not want that person to do that thing for me.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. Interesting point of view, I have that point of view.
It is an interesting point of view.
Yeah.
And I can tell you all the reasons why.
Yeah. And those are all interesting points of view. And if you want, we can clear the hell out of them later. So this is, speaking of points of view, I am recently certified to facilitate access bars. And I have this story in the back of my head that I'm not allowed to talk about access. But I'm like, oh wait, I am, because I'm a facilitator now.
Right, you're official. I know
I'm
we haven't even had a
official.
chance to talk about how that was.
I'm officially legit.
Now you can really officially talk about it.
Yeah, so one way to get over imposter complex is to spend a bunch of money learning another modality. It's a way to smash through imposter complex real bad.
Isn't it funny that a piece of paper, not that you didn't get good learnings from the event, because I have no doubt that you did,
It
but
was phenomenal. Ask me what I learned about access.
what did you learn about access?
I was like, oh, okay, those are the 32 points on the head that create ease. Everything else I already knew.
See, and that's what's so freaking awesome. And yet that piece of paper made the difference between you putting it out there and
Yeah, now I can be like right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pop, all nine shorts, boys, and beyond. Any kind
Lord,
of
I don't even know what the hell she says when she does.
Nobody understands that weird ass statement either. Not even the access people. They're like, it's just this weird statement that makes everything different, and it does, and it's wonderful. But I knew that before the training too.
Hip hop and drip drop, and I don't know, something else.
There's some shorts involved. Who are these boys?
There's some shit that comes out Leela's mouth, and I don't. It's just like, okay. But yeah, now you're legit. Now you can actually ask and invite in the people who need that service.
Yeah.
Like, for real, you don't have to like, psst, hey, I want to buy some access download. Right? Hey, mister. We put goofy expectations on ourselves and funky little restraints, don't we?
Right. Yeah. So that was great. That was fun. I actually went back to the hotel that night and went, okay. Like,
why was I not doing this before?
I knew most of that. And do I want to even do bar sessions?
Ooh. And what'd you come up with that?
Do I have an answer?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Okay.
I am I'm interested about energy healing modalities.
Uh-huh.
Anything with too much process and protocol does not work for me.
Uh-huh.
The downfall to being gifted.
Uh-huh. Yep.
So I mean, I possibly met a member of my soul family.
Nice.
I met a woman who is a multi-modality, unapologetically. I am a bars facilitator. I am a certified facilitator for access consciousness. I do sacred activations. I am a Reiki practitioner. My house is a studio / sanctuary, the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, you're me with no judgment. Mm-hmm. I think I love you.
Right.
Like living oils everywhere. Mm-hmm. I was like, okay, God, I get it. This is why I'm here. Thanks. Totally worth the money and the weekend.
Right.
But will I book bar sessions? I don't know. Will I go through the next 2 bars trainings so that I can go through foundation? Probably. Not out of the same energy, mm-hmm. but out of like sheer curiosity. Mm-hmm. Like, it sounds like fun.
Right. And that's a whole different level, I think, of learning, first of all, that happens when you approach it that way.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of freedom in that, because now you're approaching it not from a place of, I feel like I'm an imposter and I need this. It's more a place of freedom of let's have fun.
Yeah.
Let's just have fun. Who cares what happens? Let's just have fun.
Yeah. So the short answer for how this weekend was is transformational. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh my goodness. So how are you feeling now?
Fine.
Okay.
Mixed. It's a mixed bag.
Yeah.
My guts are a little in turmoil. I feel better about the conversation and seeing that, okay, my ask was for a plane ticket. Is this where I wanted it to come from? No. And can I get over myself with that? Yeah.
Maybe.
There's a but in there, I'll be honest.
I felt it.
Yeah. Well, in the past, when this particular individual has gifted something, there's been a lot of backhanded and back-ended passive-aggressive commentary that comes with it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It makes receiving feel icky.
Yeah.
Because I feel resistance to receiving it. I want to be open to receiving, okay, if this gets me back for the funeral, fan-freaking-tastic. But I want to be able to receive it in a good way, and I feel that resistance because of past stuff.
So, traffic jam in my synapses.
I get it. You know who I live with. I get that a lot.
Well, the one thing is, would you like to clear that energy? The other thing is, I saw the nod. The other thing is, can we allow people to change? Oh.
No.
Oh, okay. My computer went wacko and I didn't see you or anything for a minute. Okay.
The computer didn't even know how to handle that. What? People can change? Yeah. You can allow them to. Whether or not they will, that's not on me.
Right.
But yeah, can I be open enough? What I hear in that is, can I be open enough to allow for the possibility that this is given freely?
Yes.
Yeah.
And if it's not given freely, can you just be okay with that? Like, if it's not given freely, what does that mean? Is that you or that person within you? That person? Okay. Yeah. Can you just acknowledge that I'm gonna use my examples because I like picking on my ex-husband, sweet guy. So can I just acknowledge that I married a lying, cheating asshole who will be forever immature and will not assist me in raising my children?
Yeah.
After 6 years, yes.
Say history kind of paints the picture. People are who they are until they decide to show you something different.
Right. So do I obsessively hold him in this place of being the irresponsible asshole?
Mm-hmm.
Or do I open up and allow him the room to be a responsible human being? Yeah, well. I'm going to have to run some clearance on myself.
I was going to say, it sounds really good. And when I think of it, it's like, oh, well, I don't have that. I don't have your I don't have your level of oh yeah, you know, if you can even step a teeny tiny bit into that, then I can fucking fling the doors wide open with this person, right? That's so yay for the reframe. Because yeah, well, and I have to remember too, if this person does, chances are they won't say anything. If it was just, hey, gosh, I really want to take this trip and I can't afford it, and and they're like, oh, fuck, fine, here, let me get you a plane ticket, then I know I would hear about it. Because this is a funeral and last minute plane ticket wasn't something I put into my spending plan, what some people would call a budget.
Yeah.
Especially 2 in 1 year, less than a year.
Will you tell your family to stop leaving the damn planet right now?
Fucking A. And especially
wait a few years.
Especially, so this is this may, I don't know. I'm working on cancel, clear, and delete myself, but we may need to clear it. I launched my summer detox. That day I got a call.
Oh.
I launched my spring detox. That day I got the call. Are you mother effing kidding me, universe, right now?
All right.
So my summer detox, I've already let the universe know. My summer detox, when it launches, no one will mother fucking die. Okay? Sorry, anybody who's watching this in the future, you're getting the F-bombs. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is today.
This is what grief and Mercury going direct and a new moon all in 1 week will do to you.
And day 3 of a detox, where Monday, all I wanted to do was go face down in, like, you know, chocolate cake. So in some ways that's been perfect.
Yeah.
In some ways it's been really perfect, because it's like, okay, so how committed are you to detoxing? I get to ask, there's my ask, I get to ask myself, and I get to practice a little grace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I get to practice a little grace. Is it going to look perfect? No. This time, and having been a personal trainer, let me tell you, there were times when I look at it now, it's like, wow, I was really freaking rigid. Because when I committed, it was like to the letter. I weighed my freaking chicken breasts back then. It was like, I could tell you if that chicken breast was 3 ounces, 4 ounces, or 5 ounces just by looking at it. I mean, it was, I look at it now and I'm like, oh, fuck no, no way I'm doing that. And recognizing that this doesn't have to look like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I'm going to turn to the chocolate, because I'm recognizing, okay, that's emotional eating, and is that going to change anything? Not a darn thing. So, yeah.
Okay.
It's also the flip side of this, and I don't think we talked about this at all once we hit record. We'd been talking about it before. There are some people who stepped out of the woodwork and have said, hey, you know, what do you need?
Yeah.
I think you did say a little bit, you know, and it's like, well, I need 5 more people in my cleanse so that I can afford the plane ticket to go back for the funeral. And it's helping me to look at, I know you got something, but I'm going to ask you to hold it.
Yeah.
It's helping me to look at, where have I, when somebody else is in grief or, you know, spinning out for whatever their reasons, and I'm like, hey, what do you need? And looking at, when I put that out there, is it unconditional, or am I putting it out there anticipating that people are going to be like, nothing, I just appreciate you being here, or whatever, you know, or assuming that they might say, I could really use a bag of groceries, or something small that, you know, will be easy for me to act upon. Or am I really putting that out there? What do you need? And being open to helping facilitate whatever that is that they say.
So I like that you do that. I'd also like to invite you to the possibility that it's not necessarily a direct mirror reflection of you.
No, but it
So,
just gives me a place to contemplate and think.
so I had a person that I know ask me to post a request for her eons ago. Mm-hmm. And I posted the request, and with the request, I said, even $1 helps. Mm-hmm. And she asked me to delete that part. Oh. And I did. Her thought was, needs to be at least $10. My thought was, if I don't have $10, I'm not going to give you the $250 I have. So you get nothing.
Right.
So when you say, I need 5 more people in my cleanse so that I can get the plane ticket to go home, mm-hmm. My nurturer healer brain says, Naomi needs to go home. What can I do to help?
Yeah.
Probably the other brains that you connect it with said, Naomi needs 5 people in her detox. Do I know anybody that wants to detox? Detoxing is hard. I don't even want to do that.
That's what's so awesome is this one's not. But yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So perhaps next time, if there is a next time.
No more people dying this year.
But next time somebody says, what do you need?
Right, right.
What you really need. I need a couch, I need a car, I need a plane ticket home, I need a bigger space that people are willing to drive to.
Yeah.
Do you know anybody?
Yeah.
When I was house shopping last fall, it was, I need a landlord that's willing to accept Section 8. And I literally asked everybody with feet. Like people I never would have asked. Mm-hmm. And I had some things around the Section 8 piece that I got to clear. So, you know, the next time an inbox comes through and somebody says, what do you need? I need to get home.
Yeah.
I am X dollars away from that. I could use donations, groceries, prayers and love, support, post my offer to your timeline, send my offer to your group, like give them options, give them
That's
actual.
Awesome.
Yeah, and it'll get their juices flowing too. It'll show them Naomi needs to get home versus Naomi needs these 5 people.
Right, right. And I can tell you that in that day, it's really good to be talking about this because in that day, in that moment,
yeah,
I couldn't come up with no.
Yeah.
I couldn't come up with that.
Yeah. Because you also have that habit that it has to be an energy exchange.
Sure.
You know, it can't just be, oh, you got air miles? I'll take them.
Right. I didn't think of that one until last night. So part of it was just that whole shock. I mean, this wasn't someone who'd been sick for a while. This was very unexpected.
Yeah.
At least last year's, it was still unexpected, but the person had been sick. We just had been told they had a year, and the medical community sucks at math. Because a year's 12 months, not 2. So,
okay, but let's be honest. We can't really know when people are going to go medical community.
Absolutely not. That's me being facetious because I think it's ridiculous that the medical community ever even puts that kind of shit out there. You've got 5 years to live. Really? I want to see your mother effing crystal ball.
Yeah. Yeah, my mom, I didn't think she'd live past my graduation from high school.
Stephen Hawking's.
Say that again?
Stephen Hawking's. Great example. Was given, 2 years to live, and he lived another, 50?
Yeah.
You know, they go down on a chart. So but in the midst of, it's like, I didn't even think air miles till last night because I was too stuck in the shock of it, the grief of it, is this a bad connection? Because I swear to God, you just said You know, it was the emotion of it, and that, how am I supposed to feel right now? Because every emotion is this crazy messy jumble. So yeah, I couldn't see creatively to any of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I think too, now that you're saying that, why not just ask for, hey, donations, air miles, whatever, groceries,
food delivery. Here's my address. When my poet died and people said, what do you need? My friend lives in New Jersey. She ordered us pizza.
I love that.
Because I cried from the moment that I found out for 6 solid weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So.
And I had to remember that, you know, I did see clients yesterday, one of whom knew what had happened and just texted me and said, hey, are we still on today, or do you need to cancel? Which was really awesome. So it's like I'm also working on taking in the word that comes up is the grace and the love that is, because that's a piece too. What do you need? Yeah, I do need prayers. I do need love. I do need, and the outpouring of that has been fantastic.
Yeah. Isn't it curious how, well, I guess it's a very human thing to be like, oh, this thing hurts, let me laser in on it, versus, oh, this thing hurts and all of this is wonderful and magnificent, and can I have more of that, please?
Right.
But I guess the let's laser in on the thing that hurts is let's not hurt again.
Yeah.
Like, when you put your hand on the hot stove and you get burned, you are very aware not to put your hand on the stove again.
Yeah, the Pavlovian response is really fast on that.
Yeah. I guess we treat emotions in the same way.
Say more about that.
This emotional thing that hurt, I posted in this community that I am a part of, that I am, you know, I'm a paying member of one part of the community, and I'm a free member of another part of the community, and I've been a part of this community for X number of however long, and I am in need, and nobody responds to that, versus all of the other response every place else. Mm-hmm. Like, the pain that is somehow overshadowed all the prayers and the compassion and the grace and the love and the support.
Yeah.
Because you can't get home because there's no plane ticket. I understand.
Yeah, oh gosh, I'm so sorry. Sending you love. Totally appreciate. And the airlines doesn't take that shit. I don't effing get it, but yeah, it's currency of a different kind.
Right.
You know, and it's currency that's needed. Yeah. I had been waiting, and I kept this in private groups because I was waiting for one person in particular to actually acknowledge online.
Okay.
That's what for me needed to happen before I even just because like one of the groups I'm in wasn't a request, it was more of a share of what I was noticing for myself on with the detox and the flexibility and just all the stuff that was coming up around it emotionally, and was just sharing in that group. It wasn't a group where I was asking for things. And I chose to share it there instead of on my business page or in a blog or on my page, on my timeline, because there was one person who I felt really needed to let the world know, if you will, before I did. Because I know that there were also phone calls being made, and there were people I didn't want to find out via a frickin' Facebook post.
For sure.
You know, I realize that might happen. There may be some people, but I like to think those are more periphery connections for that person.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so it's all been in closed communities that I've even said anything. But yeah, I like that idea of instead of 5 more people, because part of that's born out of this sense of frustration of I don't know how I'm going to get home, and instead stepping back and being like, you know what? I could use donations, miles, more people in my detox, something I need. What I need is I need to get back for the funeral.
Yeah. And I'd like
more trying to control the how.
If you want to send me groceries.
Yeah. Yeah, so that what money I would have earmarked for groceries could go towards a plane ticket, or, you know, the $800 bottle of water in the airport.
Yeah.
Holy mother of God. $8 for a bottle of water that they charge you, 25 cents at Costco. Holy crap. That's a hell of a profit. Or groceries, because my half side's not going with me, so that he's got food to eat. Not that he isn't an adult and he can, get groceries and cook for himself and whatnot, but how awesome would it be if somebody had fucking send him a pizza while I'm gone?
Yeah.
Or KFC.
What's this KFC thing about?
What's that?
I'm like, what is this KFC thing about? So
he likes KFC. I'm not a fan.
I haven't had it in years.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
But I tell you, over the weekend, I was like, we should KFC. I don't know what that is, because I was just like, ooh. I quickly vetoed that thought. Probably shouldn't have. Probably should have gone to KFC, because we went to Culver's for lunch.
The butter burger?
Never Culver's chicken basket again.
Oh, you
should have got a butter burger, but I don't know why I did it.
I can't imagine getting anything other than a butter burger at Culver's, says the health coach, right?
I opted for the chicken basket. Never again.
Never again.
Never again. I mean, I'm alive. I ate it. I didn't have to starve the other 2.5 hours on the way home.
Yeah.
But, not the best investments of my $7.
Culver's custard.
I've never had it.
I think the only better custard I've ever had is Kopp's, but they're, I think, only up in Milwaukee.
I don't think I've ever had custard.
Wow. All right, then.
Here's another one. I had my first candy apple over the weekend. 37. No, okay. 36. I will be 37.
I always see us as being the same age, and my head a lot younger than I am. Holy Mother of God. If you ever get out here to California, we will go up the coast to Santa Cruz area, and we will get a candied apple from Marini's. Oh my.
I have to bring Calvin. It's his jam. I don't know if you saw. Are we Instagram connected? I posted it on Instagram. It was like the prettiest candy apple in the world. It wasn't covered in nuts and looked like Halloween threw up on it, because that's when we really see them, is at Halloween time.
Yeah.
But it was like dipped in fresh caramel with chocolate drizzled over it, and it was like made fresh this morning. Yep. And that apple was good.
Yeah.
But I was just like, why would anybody do this to an apple? Like, I'm so offended. I'm offended on the apple's behalf.
Oh my God, they're so amazing.
Defile it with caramel.
I'm not usually a caramel fan, but a Marini's apple, oh hell yeah. And Marini's, it's like that. They make them right then and there, they're all fresh, and they've got different kind, some look a little, kind of have that tuxedo look because they use a white chocolate and they use a dark. Some of them are rolled in cinnamon and sugar, and oh my.
He would lose his mind. We have to go.
All right, come on, Calvin. Come on out to
God.
California. We'll drive the coast and see all sorts of stuff, and we'll get an apple from Marini. We'll probably have to get two. He will want his own. You and I can split one because they're also they're the big apples.
When I say I had a bite, Naomi, I had a bite.
Oh yeah, we usually cut them because it's just easier. That's probably sacrilegious to some people, but
He was like, "Do you want to try this?" And I was like, "Ew." And then I was like, "Fine, give me a bite."
Marini's.
And then I was like, "Yeah, don't fuck with my apples. Just leave them the way God made them, or turn them into applesauce." But that's it.
How do you feel about a good homemade apple pie?
Never had one.
I make the best damn apple pie.
Okay, I'm coming to visit.
All right.
I think I just hatched an idea.
All right.
Things that Leela's never done.
Oh yeah.
Like those things. Like, who hasn't had a candy apple?
Can't say that now.
Until 3 days ago, 2 days ago.
A girlfriend of mine, she's turning 40. She did it when she turned 30, and now she's doing it for her 40th as well. And I think it was 30 things, and I think it was in her 30th year. Either that or it was in the year leading up to her 30th. I don't even remember. But it was things she'd never done.
Yeah.
I kind of like it, and I might adopt that since this year is 50. Can't even believe that shit, but it is, according to the calendar. So I might adopt that because I kind of like it.
Yeah. I feel like next year's that's a fun thing for next year.
Maybe I'll start it now, and if I do go to a funeral, I'll wear bright red.
I think next year is a 3 for me.
Next year is a 3 for you? A 3-year, you mean?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll figure that out.
Sweet.
We have gone all off topic.
We have asks. I really love the getting creative and keeping the intention and recognizing that when I'm in the midst of emotion, strong emotion, that's not when my creativity flows in that area. But staying in that place of what's my intention? My intention is to go home. What do you need? You know what? I need to get home. So I could use donations. I could use air miles. I could use groceries. I could use another person or 2 or 5 in my detox. I need to get home. That's what I need.
So I am the same way, and I wonder what would it take for us to have a greater awareness with ourselves? Because Calvin will ask me, probably one of his favorite questions lately is, what would make you happy this weekend? I don't know. I might know.
Right.
But I have a habit of being disconnected from desire.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not able to answer that question because I don't know.
That's huge, actually.
Yeah. Because you are very aware of what you require. You require getting home, and you require grace and ease and room to grieve.
Mm-hmm.
That can be done in so many ways.
Right.
Another answer is, I'm too busy crying right now. Let me get back to you.
Right. Right. You know what? I can't even think straight, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know in this moment.
But I appreciate the offer.
I'll be back to you in a couple
I'll
days.
let you know.
Yeah. Yep.
But I can speak for me. I automatically go to the place of, oh no, don't worry about me, I'm fine. but
I think in a day-to-day thing, yes. No, that's okay. I got it. Don't worry about it. In an intense emotional state, especially grief, it's more, I think for me, it's less of that and more of spinning, just kind of feeling like, like somebody shoved me in a bowl with a hand mixer, whoa, you got both blades going. So,
yeah.
but I think that the connection piece and what is that desire, and if we're going to look at desire, I think that's been part of the about this is I want to go home to be support to those family members who are there. I have a couple of really important things happening this weekend. And so there's also that emotional struggle of which do I do? Do I stay? Do I go? I want to go home.
Okay.
And there's a little bit of this, but I want to be able to stay and take care of this and go to this and do this and these other pieces that are frankly a lot more pleasant than death. So there's also that emotional turmoil of what should I do? And I know no one else can make that determination but me. And that's where tapping into what is my deepest desire. What is my desire this weekend? Whether it's just a generic weekend of, hey, we got Saturday and Sunday off. What do you want to do? What would make you, how does he say it? What would make you happy?
Yeah, what would make you happy this weekend?
Yeah, which is really awesome. What would make me happy this weekend? Well, what comes up is if people didn't fucking die, but.
Well, since that ship has sailed.
A little late, as you got here about 4 days late on that one, sister. Yeah. Yeah, that's a whole different conversation that I think you and I have when we stop the recording.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's been interesting too. And it's totally unrelated to asking.
Okay. All right.
In a way.
Here's the things that I recommend you asking yourself as you make this decision about, do you even want to go home this weekend? Are you even going to choose to go home?
Yeah.
What would create the most? I know. That's a weird
What would create, did you just end it at create the most?
What would create the most? Yeah.
Here's my brain going, the most what?
Exactly. The fun thing about access questions is they don't make no damn sense.
Right.
They're not supposed to.
A little bit like some of the quantum linguistics and NLP. That sucks. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Well, and the other proposal I am going to throw out there, because I am going to call the person I was waiting to post. When my dad died. It sucked. He was diagnosed and 2 months later he was dead. In the grand scheme of things, is that a lot of time? Not a lot of time, to somebody whose father died suddenly and instantly, that's a long time. To somebody whose parents' illness dragged out 2 or 3 years, it's a short time. So it just was what it was, but it sucked at the time. I was 24.
Mm-hmm.
And got to see people at the funeral that hadn't seen in years. My poor grandmother almost had a heart attack when my uncle walked in. He had been married to my dad's sister, so it wasn't a blood relation. But as he aged, he looked so much like my dad. It was crazy. And my dad's sister had passed away years before. But he walked, he came to the funeral. And it about caused my grandma to have a heart attack because it was like my dad walked in the door. But what really sucked was when everybody went home. When now it's like you're supposed to get back to normal life.
Yeah.
So the other thing I'm also putting out there, and I kind of want to see what would serve the family best, is waiting. Because if I go home, it's going to be, I get there Friday night and I leave no later than Monday morning. It's short. Or would it make more sense? Would it be more helpful if I simply send love right now and come home in a month when everybody else is gone to help sort through some shit?
Yeah.
So that'll be my ask. And that person may or may not know what they want to do in that moment because they're in their own space of grief.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm looking at that for myself.
So that's what would create the most question.
Mm-hmm. That would honestly feel better, being kinesthetic, that's me. That would feel better to me. I don't know if I would enjoy it more. I don't know if that's quite the right word, because honestly, I don't know if that's true. It may be harder, honestly.
Yeah.
But I think for me, it would feel, the words that are coming up, it would feel more genuine and generous
Mm-hmm.
than coming home for, 36, 48 hours and being gone.
Yeah. We're going to go on a chapstick run, but it's a very close one, so keep talking. I'm listening.
So I think that's, if I let go of the, and I ask myself, because I think the year of ask is sometimes the asking of ourselves, what would make me happiest in this moment? What would that generate? What would that create? What would feel the most connected and authentic? That honestly feels better to do. And I recognize that some of when I look at those two as being two options, I realize they may not be the only options, but they are the two most prevalent options.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot more shoulds attached to the going home this weekend. It's for other people only.
Mm-hmm.
It is not for me. And in death, maybe that is the thing, is it's really not for me. It's also not for the person who's dead. Just saying.
No. Okay. I like all of that.
Yeah. There's lots of asking in that. There's asking of me. There's asking of other people. There's the ask that got me the plane ticket. And that plane ticket, it's been said, it doesn't, if it's now, great. And if it's in a month, great.
Yeah.
So, yay. And now I get to have a conversation with that person and ask, and chances are they may not. I will probably get an I don't know or an I don't care. And that may or may not be true, but that's okay.
Yeah.
It's asking. So there's a lot of avenues of asking in this particular situation.
Powerful.
Yeah.
So I had a Lisa moment last week.
Okay. Those are pretty cool.
Friday, if you watching in the future are like, what? Watch last week's video.
Yeah.
Friday, I go and check my oil because I didn't know that I wasn't driving my car.
Oh,
I
yeah.
check my oil. My car needs oil. I go to the AutoZone. I I ask the guy what oil I need. We get the oil. He goes, are you going to put it in your car right now? And I go, no. And he goes, oh, okay. And I get home and I'm like, idiot. He was going to put the oil in your car for you. So now you're in the dark with the funnel that's going to drip oil. And I was like, okay. That was Lisa at the gas pump to a T.
Yep.
All because my brain has this groove, and on that groove, I left my car running. I left my car running while I ran into AutoZone. I'm like, I just want to get back home because I was still packing and blah, blah, blah. So I didn't realize until I got home and I'm opening the thing with the towel because my car is still hot. And I'm like, genius. Yeah.
Well, I think that I like that you know, my mind's on a groove, and I think that's how often do we do that, where we put the blinders on and we just head in a direction. It's no different from my situation this week. I need 5 people in my detox because that's how I'm going to afford a plane ticket.
Yes.
You get on these little narrow paths, and it's like I'm no. I'm going to put the oil in when I get home.
Yes, absolutely. That's the plan. Yeah. So that was hilarious.
That's awesome.
I then made up for it.
Yes.
By setting a goal. Calvin and I goal set every week.
Nice.
Sorta. Sometimes it's not. Like this week. I thought it would be a good idea I have 2 income streams that I'm building at the moment, like actively. And I thought it would be a brilliant idea for me to connect with 3 people per stream every day.
Okay.
And yesterday, as I was reaching out to 6 people because I do nothing on Monday, I texted him and I was like, I think I bit off more than I can emotionally chew. And he was like, yeah, I thought that was a little bit ambitious. I was like, excuse me, sir. I have contacted all the people. I just want to throw up right now. Because I went and reached out to a coach trainer and was like, hey, I'm doing this thing. And I could use some referrals if, you got people in your community that are looking to hire VAs.
That's awesome.
And I wanted to barf. Did I just say that to that person? Oh my God. And then this morning, where I was like, oh, we'll just get it out of the way in the morning so that you're not inboxing people at 9 p.m. while you want to die and you want to go to sleep.
Oh, yeah.
One of my friends who loves me, and I love her, and it was awesome, said, send me some copy and I will tell everyone, all caps. And something about everyone made me like, oh my God, that's too many people.
Huh, interesting.
Don't tell everyone, just tell 3 people.
Interesting.
So I was like, okay, I'll get you some copy. Copy? What's copy? I don't know what that is. It's okay, I'll figure it out. No, I know what it is, but like, yeah. My brain was just like, this is a lot. We're going to have to do some processes.
Right, because where is that, is there a, is there anything within that you feel is blocking the receiving piece, which, as we all know, is sort of the flip side of the ask coin?
Yeah, so little tiny Leela doesn't broadcast everything to everyone. No, she just talks to 4 people and that's it. So no, I am the kind of person who is willing to ask and willing to receive and willing to do things that feel risky and figure shit out that I don't know, instead of being
Nice.
like, oh, I don't have any coffee. Just being like, all right, here's what I got. Tell me what you think.
Mm-hmm.
And I need an email address. Because the VA email address, the one that was on my original document, well, I had to redo the documents because the information on my original document is no longer accurate because I've learned some shit since I created it.
Mm-hmm. It's always an evolutionary document.
Yes, and the email address is inaccurate. And I'm like, but I don't want all the emails coming to my personal email. So now that stream needs its own email address.
Yeah.
So, you know, when we get done,
Legal's going to create an email address and get it done. Good.
Yeah.
And
it was really amusing.
And what's great is whether it's 3 people or 300 or everyone.
Everyone. In all caps, everyone.
Everyone. Every single freaking one. You don't know who people know. And this is true whether you're asking for air miles or you're saying, hey, I'm doing this thing. Who do you know in your community who might need a VA? Or, hey, can you post this out there? Like I was sitting talking with a local referral partner who may become a JV partner.
Ew.
We're kind of mulling some stuff over. And I was talking about, what are your goals for this year? And, there's like, I would lump it into 2 main things that person's working on. They've kind of gotten them broken down into 4, but they kind of fall under 2 umbrellas. One of those umbrellas, they're going to be hiring an assistant this year. So I immediately asked, does that person need to be local? Because I know somebody who is hiring one, but they have to be local.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, well, that doesn't work. And this person's like, no, virtual would be great. If you had never put it out there that, I know you as Leela, the badass healer, and, mama with the juju going on, I wouldn't have known.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that's really amusing. And something else that I'm going to work on, because last night, I think Sonia is okay with me saying this. Last night, Sonia was like, hey, I needed oils, but I just found out it was Young Living. She signed up with somebody else. I thought she was already signed up.
Got it.
I am a horrible oil salesperson. Because people are like, oh my God, you sell them?
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I am learning to open my mouth and say, hi, I'm Leela. I do things.
Yeah. In the past, up until recently, you have been an ineffective salesperson, is how I would encourage you.
Yes. Until recently. I am now living up to my oil pusher reputation.
I love it.
So that's obviously an income stream that wants to produce for me. So one of my universal asks, one of my asks to the universe is, what must I be and do to allow that to create what it's trying to create? Because clearly it's not going anywhere. I like when I try to quit Young Living. I've quit like a bunch of times in the last 11 years. I'm like, oh yeah, no, I'm just not. I switched teams because I thought like my team was the reason I wasn't building the business. And then I was just like, okay, no, it's me. But every time I quit, I don't announce to the universe that I've quit or to the world that I've quit because nobody knows that I'm doing this anyway.
Right.
So it's not like when you go on Facebook and you're like, I'm unfriending a bunch of you motherfuckers today. It's not like that. I'm just like, okay, I quit. I'm done. No more Young Living business. Some random human is like, hey, Leela, you sell oil?
Damn it, I was quitting.
I mean, I did. And I guess I can sell you some if you want some.
Fine. Oh, fine.
And then I buy a whole kit, which is wonderful. I never buy anything else. I'm like,
All right.
So I think I will now have a new ask around oils for the universe.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I might have some thoughts on that, but I don't, it doesn't feel like it needs to be part of this call, but.
Okay, we'll talk about it after.
Yeah.
Are we feeling complete?
I was gonna say, and speaking of after, yeah, I think so.
I think I've shared all the things.
Yeah. It's certainly helped me gain some clarity, and looking at what this coming week's ask is going to be, I'm sure a lot of it's going to have to do with both this and some of the upcoming events I have locally and it has me looking at those a little differently too. It's like, no, my ask isn't fill my events. My ask is I want an impactful, successful event. And letting people help me make that a reality. And if that looks like bringing one person or bringing 50 or sharing it on their wall, but throwing it out, throwing the different options out there. Can you post this on your social media? Who do you know in your community? Who, all of those things. And like you said, giving them choices. So my guess is my ask will be around that and around the whole funeralizing stuff.
Okay. I'm gonna keep asking people if they need a VA, if they know anybody that needs a VA, or if they want to have a healing session.
Mm-hmm.
All of the above is available to you.
Right.
Because my mission, my ultimate intention is to fire my very lovely, wonderful day job.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm all for supporting that.
Thanks. Yeah, you are. You're magnificent at supporting that, and I really appreciate it.
All right.
Okay. Thanks for watching, guys. Feel free to reach out to either Naomi or myself if you can contribute to our asks, or if you would like support with your own asking adventure.
Oh, yeah.
And we will see you guys next time. I don't know where this